NCR is, a democratic government. The Great Khans were a group of tribals and raiders who, after their multiple defeats by the NCR, they were turned into tribals. Except the problem is, despite the fact they were raiders, there were civilians, and Boone was ordered to kill civilians, and it was like either he knew some. I mean, he was in the heat of battle, so like he wasn't just gonna get shot. So like they told him to shoot innocent civilians, and he did it. He did it. And in that situation, when bullets are flying past you, somebody is gonna catch a stray, and he feels like his wife, him having to like mercy kill his wife, was like deserved, when like it wasn't. Like the difference between him and the Legion is that the NCR for the most part, except for some shady higher ups and shady sayings, pun intended, knew those were civilians. Majority of the NCR, including some of the higher ups, did not know.
We're being held here against our will. Freedom. Thank God Frank thinks we're enslaved. Now we can actually start fresh. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's good these slaves escaped. The Legion was keeping them. Know what? How should I do this quest? Oh wait, this dude's the leader of the camp. Bro, I know you ain't hiding, bro. You keep calling me back, bro. I can actually sell his armor.
Wish there was more of them. I wasn't done yet.
He actually go find those slaves. Let's build Eddie the Legion armor. A stealth suit repaired. Wacky Wild Wasteland where I don't see any NPCs. But I need to actually follow the Weathers family. Her Sammy. I need to...
Thank you so much for freeing me.
Okay, now. I'm gonna have to do the Great Conquest. But before I do that, know what? Actually, I'm gonna do Arcade Gaming's,
What is it? I'll make...
You know what? I'm actually... Gotta go in the spread. I need to recruit Rex. But yeah, the NCR higher ups, were greedy and kind of knew there were civilians, but it's not Boone's fault at all for like what he did. Because he was giving bad orders while, being shot at. And he does feel guilty about murdering some of those people. Because he had a suspicion something was bad about the war between the NCR and the Khans at Bitter Springs.
What's up? There's something about that robot that doesn't see. I'm just saying that if it were to fall into Lake Mead and be irreparably damaged, and if you threw an EMP grenade in...
He's referring to the fact Eddie's one of the Enclave robots from Fallout 1, 2, and 3. He was created by the Enclave. that you hear his creator in Navarro, either doing Fallout 3 and Fallout 2, which takes place before New Vegas, despite the fact Fallout 3 is a spinoff of Fallout 2 and New Vegas is the sequel. Excuse me, but yeah. But you do have to find all the remnants. This is one of the most epic quests. Epic, I said epic. But this quest basically confirms that um it connects the ending of Fallout 2 to New Vegas. Was no Bart being here, and the mission promoting the tops does too, with the guy from New Reno and the No Bart. When you do the Novak missions, all of the missions in Novak and promoting the tops connects Fallout 2 to New Vegas. But this is the main mission that you know like it actually like connects this game to Fallout 2. Originally Fallout 3's story. Fallout 3 was a prototype. There was a game called Fallout Van Buren, which Van Buren was its latest name, but it was called Fallout 3 or Van Buren. It was the prototype for Fallout 3. It was going to be an isometric game like Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics, which is another spin-off of Fallout 2 set in the Midwest. And though Todd Howard says Tactics is non-canon, his games Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 state the events of Tactics happening. And most likely the good ending did in Fallout 4, because it hints that, some of the Brotherhood of Steel, the Midwestern faction, could have teamed up with the Brotherhood of Steel faction in Fallout 4, which is the East Coast one. I think I need to go to West Side. Oh, Marino's house. But yeah, basically, Arcade's dad was a part of the Enclave. He was sad, but he never got to meet him because he was killed by basically either Nobart, who was, the Fallout 2 protagonist, who was allied with the Brotherhood of Steel, and basically the rogue Enclave members who basically went AWOL and just agreed with the Brotherhood. They knew, like, this, we're calling the Crossfire, we should join the winning team, like Knockout and Transformers Prime. But basically the Enclave, they're basically a corrupt faction of the U.S. Secret Service and the U.S. President, and they're basically the shadow government within the Fallout world. They're a fictional organization. Even though they say the Enclave is spelled Enclave, so I'm gonna call them the Enclave. But basically, they believe they wanted to wipe out everybody who was a mutant, which would have kept the world safe. They're basically the opposite of the Brotherhood of Steel, where the Brotherhood of Steel wants to wipe out mutants and high tech. The Brotherhood of Steel won't wipe, majority of their factions won't wipe out innocent mutants like ghouls. They won't, or they'll be neutral to them. The Enclave wanted to wipe out all mutants, even if they're innocent. Most mutants have to be wiped out because they're evil, because they're literally giant mutated animals that was created by a nuclear war's apocalypse. But basically, besides that, they wanted to wipe out all humans who weren't irradiated, except the problem was they wiped out Vault 13 and Vault, what's the Vault in Fallout 3? 101, yeah. While who would think the Vault number 101, which should be the best, would be wiped out, or even the Vault that's called 13. That it was obvious Vault 13 had bad luck. the number 13's bad luck, basically in like the U.S. or like Western countries. But they shouldn't have wiped out vaults, because majority of the vaults, the control vaults, which were vaults that basically were not a part of an experiment or their experiments. See, the vaults basically were bunkers to help people survive the apocalypse, but they were also experiments created by Vault Tech, who created the vaults to see who could survive, such as Vault 22, which we previously visited. Basically, the vault dwellers of Vault 22 were scientists, and they were planning to create plants that could feed people during a drought. Just plants you could grow anywhere, except these plants were secretly, the seeds they were given were basically living like plants, like wood style Hashirama type, giant Venus flytrap type plants, like poison ivy type plants that were dangerous, and they wanted to see if people could adapt to mutated plants, which killed all of the Vault 22 dwellers. But that's not a control vault. The control vaults are full of like basically vaults that basically had people who basically completed the experiment, or they were created for like elite citizens who paid the Vault Tech basically to let them survive in good vaults. Like Vault 13 and Vault 101 were control vaults because they completed that those vaults basically got fixed. The dwellers figured out specifically the vault dweller, protagonist of Fallout 1 and protagonist of Fallout 3, the Lone Wanderer, were vault dwellers who saved their vaults. And some vaults, were made for rich people, like Mr. House's vault, or even the vault in the Sierra Madre full of gold, but I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, those are examples, but basically the Enclave would consider you mutated if you were not a part of the Enclave. So they were full on xenophobic and said, mutated, they want to wipe out mutated people, but people who also weren't mutated, such as Vault people with different cultures, they wanted to wipe out non-Enclave. They believed that everybody was the same, then everybody would be equal, which that was the Master's goal. He was a mutant that wanted to mutate everybody. The Enclave basically is the opposite. They want to unmutate everybody or erase everybody who's a part of a different culture. Same thing like with the Legion, villains of Fallout 3. They basically want to enslave everybody, torture them, and mind control them into being slavers. And people who commit SA, they basically believe if they SA and torture people that, women basically will do whatever they say and will be infinite breeders. And the Legion believes if they torture men to the point they're numb to pain, they'll be infinite warriors. They believe everybody's the same, everybody will be equal. So the Enclave was not as bad as the Legion, because the Enclave at least wanted to not torture people who were a part of their own culture or even country. But the Enclave are still a dictatorship, and in case you want to know, the Enclave are the main villains of Fallout 1. Wait, no, the main villains of Fallout 2, Fallout 3, basically, and sometimes 76, but that's kind of a prequel with a lot of retcons. But the Legion are the main villains of New Vegas. But you can have multiple antagonists though. Mr. House is a villain too. He's on the villains wiki for a reason. Yes Man's a villain. The NCR are not really villains because they at least, they're not trying to spread evil even if they're evil members. They're basically just as bad as any democratic government, which is democracy, not democratic government, which has good goals, but there's corruption within. So they're neutral or good, but most quests are NCR quests. So and even the box art isn't you, the courier, the main character, wears NCR armor. So the Legion's the main villains of Fallout New Vegas. It can be Mr. House or Yes Man, and the NCR can be antagonists, but all main villains of Fallout games, Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas, which are, the main games, and all other games which are spin-offs, the main villain wants to make the world exactly the same through a dictatorship. And the Master was the main villain of Fallout 1, which, same thing. Except the Master was more like a cult opposed to a dictatorship like the Enclave or the Legion. And I'll say the Institute wanted to turn everybody into cyborgs and replace humans with androids that think the same, which they were the main villains of Fallout 4, which they're a cult and a dictatorship. So basically a combination of the Masters, cult, the Cathedral, the Super Mutant Army. They're all the same thing. Cathedral, Super Mutant Army. They all work for the Master. The Cathedral, specifically the human cult that's allied with the Master, and basically I call them the Cathedral or the Super Mutants interchangeably, but the Super Mutants plus the Enclave plus the Legion are basically what the Institute is.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. Oh, like you wouldn't believe. The NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I came out here to get away from them. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land.
That is true. That is a flawed democracy, because democracies have multiple people running them at once to prevent a dictator. You literally, which that makes them weaker opposed to the dictatorships, which are majority of Fallout villains. But you got multiple different ideas of what a country like the NCR should be, or the US, opposed to one vision. So giving everybody, freedom or freedom of speech,
I don't do anything.
It can be a bit of a problem when you got multiple people who may or may not be shady running it. But it's better than a dictatorship. I'd rather have a neutral democracy than a bad dictatorship. And the NCR basically taxes people like most democracies. They tax people because they're so weakened due to have multiple people trying to run their government and multiple people running it, which makes them unorganized and prone to defeat. They need money in order to buy weapons. Was if everybody's ideals, and there's not one single leader, if their ideals aren't unifying, there's not one single leader, I meant to say, then you're weak. So you gotta tax people. I mean, you need to buy weapons somehow.
I was a soldier. Why do you even care? Been a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all... Is that right? The $1 million
Okay.
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR. All right, then. I'll show up. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is remember. Heavy weapons trooper. Nothing better than hosing down a target with an excess of bullets and laser.
I see it. This dude's kind of angry. Yeah. He would, when he was young, he would have definitely gunned a lot of people down.
Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing.
Oh, this dude's a teacher's
To him,
pet. I would hate this guy.
it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man.
A man should know when to let go. Bro don't got no wife or nothing. This place is depressing.
It's been decades, you know? By now, he's been out of the Enclave longer than he was in. Most people know when to hang it up and start over. But not Moreno.
Oh, crap. Okay, I got my mic on. Thank God that's not off. I was double checking, but
What's
yeah.
up?
And the enclave was evil. You know, I get it. I mean, it was a well-paying job, but like, and what's ironic about the enclave being a dictatorship is that the enclave is supposed to be the U.S. government. They say when really they're just a corrupt faction of the Secret Service. They're not even really the U.S. government. They're the remnants of the U.S. So it's kind of ironic that the enclave. I'll go with Doc Henry last. But what's crazy? All these characters were young in Fallout 2, and what's crazy is Nobark is the dude that defeated the enclave. He's literally living in Novak right now, and it's ironic that he's literally living literally 2 blocks away from an enclave member, bro. It's actually ironic. She's an
I hear
enclave
reports
member. You would never think
fine
of
weather
Sweet
for
Old Lady
flying.
would do. The enclave flight a lot of vertibirds.
Vertibird pilot. 71 missions and only lost 1 chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away. I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of the bits and... 4? No, not exactly. It was a long time ago. Things are a lot different these days.
You really don't know who be a part of shady
Told
stuff.
you everything about us, did he? Well,
But when you need to pay your bills, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was never happier than when I was in the cockpit. I was able to go just about anywhere and everywhere, limited only by the fuel I could carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the things we did were questionable, I know. That's just how it was back then. Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
Yeah, like she's a way nicer person. Like unlike Moreno, she's actually admitting she was a part of a actual
What's up?
villain. She gave her
What's up?
part of the code to the door. Okay, he'll just go up and randomly talk to you.
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly. It broke her heart to be grounded.
Oh, I won't say it's wrong for her to relive it.
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
Yeah, it doesn't. Hey, what's up? I got a viewer in the chat. That's cool. I had my mic off. I had my mic turned off for multiple streams I didn't know, so I basically gotta explain what's happening in this game before I upload this to YouTube. Happy holidays. I gotta go west side.
They say those robots on the strip are running around with different faces or something. Don't ask, because I don't
Moreno's
know.
more like the jock of the enclave.
You don't strike me as someone down on their luck. What brings you to Westside? I help tend the crops, stand watch for fiends, and generally help keep things civilized. Couple of years now. I was a trader for a while, but got tired of all the walking. Westside was a good place to settle down. Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like... It really must be bad out there if he's sending you to us. Is the idea that we swoop in by vertibird, guns blazing?
The name vertebrate does make sense, because birds are vertebrae, which are just dinosaurs and birds.
I'll be there. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
Yeah, Navarro was the second enclave base in Fallout 2, second to Maine.
I miss those days sometimes. We all had a purpose, you know. The rest of us, though, we were just trying to civilize things. The NCR was still new, and it didn't look like they'd last all that. Then we lost the oil rig, and shortly after that, the base at Navarro.
Yeah, what's crazy about the oil rig is the dude that caused oil rig to explode is literally living like maybe about 50 miles away from you now. That's ironic, bro. This dude does not even know he's talking about the Fallout 2 protagonist who's in this game.
Internal sabotage took down the oil rig. Never did get the full story. The NCR took out Navarro, saying we posed a threat to the region.
Well, you did because you were a corrupt faction of the U.S. Secret Service who became a dictatorship. Who, on top of that, practiced eugenics. Yeah, you guys were pretty bad. Except you wouldn't know that, but you were literally just like a lieutenant or a general. You weren't the current Enclave president. But, yeah, internal sabotage. That does confirm on the Fallout 2 box art, it's a picture of an Enclave member, one that defected from the Enclave to sabotage the oil rig. We knew it was an Enclave member on the box art, but usually on Fallout box art, whatever character's on the cover, their faction won the game.
I was the officer in charge, and Johnson and Moreno were my heavy hitters.
Yeah, Moreno's kind of annoying. He's a teacher's pet and a jock.
Judah Krieger is the glue that's kept us all together. Anyone who
he's like TJ from Power Rangers in space.
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together.
Well, if you probably look the same as him, you're exactly the same, besides the fact, you like dudes. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, bro. But, genes work in mysterious ways. Almost inherited sexuality from his mother. He's a bit zesty. Not that there's nothing wrong with that. Not my type of style, but, you know. Let me, by the way, I cannot hear you, right now. I'm gonna go, to Twitch right now. But, Vault 34, I'm actually gonna have to visit Vault 34 to get some history points. See. Okay, that's actually next to Vault 34. I'll actually save the location. There's an unmarked quest next to Moreno's house. So, it's an unmarked quest. I accidentally completed a quest by freeing those slavers, but the quest actually starts at one of the unmarked quests that may also start at the Aerotech office. In case you want to know, no, I've never played Fallout 1 or 2, but I've watched people play it and explain the story. And basically, Aerotech is, you know, like an NCR base, stronghold, or like city from Fallout 1 and 2. But yeah, I'll say hi in the chat in case you can't hear me. yeah, bought 34. I'm actually gonna go there, but I'll go there after I do Dead Money. You don't know why? I'm glad Dead Money is a short DLC because those explosions are gonna crash the game. But I do need to get Ganon family armor and repair my stealth suit. Plus, there's All American. It's a special AR, better than a normal AR that's in the. Oh my God! Okay. Yeah, I'll go about 34. Let me what, Sonic emitter. And yeah, it does say up here, in case you're wondering, my content's for a mature audience. Not my content, but New Vegas is, because some of these missions get very dark. Mainly the casino ones, mainly the casino missions. They get to GTA levels of dark. Hey, I know, wait, is that a gecko? Okay, no, I did not. See, it's dumb when like map markers do this in games. But no, the Enclave members shouldn't have had to like suffer for what they did, because a lot of them were born into the Enclave, and the president of the Enclave was not explaining who it was, not the real president of the U.S. Like they was not explaining what the Enclave was doing. So like you look at them as pure evil, but like when you play New Vegas, in hindsight, like they were like, you gotta remember, like this game takes place like 50 years after like Fallout 2. They were like in their 20s or teens, like when their late teens, but their teens nonetheless, when their parents were in-play members. So Tarantula does explosive damage. I'm auto. So I can't get arcade special done. There's actually a lot of ammo in there. If it was the Boomer's ball, so they migrate to the Air Force Base. You know, oh, must have taken a Aura. But it does make sense the Boomer's ball would have military trucks in it.
Looks like their time's over.
And when they did talk about Washington, like word did get out to the West Coast, which this game takes place in. There was an Enclave faction in Washington, the Fallout 3 faction, or on the East Coast, the Fallout 4 one, which is basically just a migrated version, the migrated Fallout 3 Brotherhood faction. I mean Fallout. Never mind, I forget the Brotherhood. Enclave wasn't in Fallout 4. Take that back. It was Fallout 3. But word got out the Fallout 3 Washington Enclave was still up and kicking. Yeah, actually use the local map. Okay. It's dumb, the local map's more accurate than the world map, but I see why. I'll have to pick up rank.
Well, it's about damn time. I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now, and I thought he'd finally showed up to collect.
Well, if he is old, that's depressing.
There's a twitch in my trigger finger. I've lost my eagle eyes, and the other day I could have sworn I heard Sergeant Dornan chewing me out.
Dornan's the drill sergeant from Fallout 2. If you play Fallout, he's basically just a meme now.
He was a drill instructor I knew. He was also the meanest bastard. Once he caught this private out of uniform, and old Dornan went off on the most ear-blistering rant known to man.
The dude who's out of uniform was on the Chosen One, Nobark, who basically was trying to infiltrate and destroy the Enclave, which he did do. He did do, you know, the remnants in Arcade State. He did.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
It sucks, bros living in darkness.
What do you want to know? Ha! I'm not saying. The truth of it is that I did cut out a raider's heart, but only took a bite to mess with his buddies. They had me surrounded, and I went with the first thing that came to mind. Some ran, and the rest were startled just long enough.
You gotta fight crazy with crazy.
Sure do. Had a wife for a while. Tribal girl. Really pretty eyes. But she's been gone a long time now. Well, ain't like I've got places.
The Enclave mad when they talked about Raiders. They could have been a Great Khan member because they were Raiders. They weren't the Great Khans. The Great Khans are an offshoot, a sub-faction of the Khans. She could have been a Great Khan, a Khan member, but I doubt it. There's multiple tribes.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion on?
I'm gathering allies just in case. They literally know I'm teaming up with NCR. Some of them won't care. I doubt he will, but Moreno will. You can't. I just
Yeah, the NCR and the Legion are about due for another dust-up. So you're gonna get yourself... Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
ironic.
If I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing.
Yeah,
Day to day, week to
I
week,
do
he would
too.
question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wonder if he would. It's pointless. I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
It's smart he took the locker when Enclave fell. Oh, you know. Oh, if you open that, they'll know.
Well, it's about damn time.
If I had to pick anyone, I wonder.
He has a lot of bottle caps in there, though. Fitting of the cannibal. Well, he's not really a cannibal. He just bit a dude.
Have you
which
seen
is
that
not
tower
normal.
on the strip all lit up?
Well, he had to scare off the dude and his allies who were trying to, you know, raid him. So I'm gonna actually go to Freeside and pick up Rex. You know what? I should go to Freeside North Gate. I prefer the North Gate, but most people would. We're doing a Freeside run. Wait, let me pick up Rex. I should. Did I go down the wrong way? Oh, I should have went down the strip. North Gate. Maybe I was right, maybe I was wrong.
Only at Mick and Ralph's.
Wait, let me
Hello.
see. I may have did the right thing. Oh no, I went through the right way. I'll find Doc Henry. Doc Henry actually physically appeared in Fallout 2. Do nothing but a hound dog. I didn't see Rex in the Lucky 38. Oh. The adults and people with hats are thieves. Stay out at your own risk. Yeah, I agree. Oh no. Oh crap. Okay. Cazadors. Okay. I'll actually take the road for once.
Prim wimped out and accepted NCR rule. Some people will do anything to feel safe.
Need to upgrade guns and medicine. I'm gonna need it for dead money. Yeah, the markers. If you have a higher perception, and make the markers better, but like still, excuse me. I mean, like you have a Pit Boy, so it's like perception really could be taken on. They could put it with intelligence, but that takes away from the special ones. Okay, I'm gonna have to go here for Cass's quest, which you should do. Cass is one of the best NPCs story-wise. So if you get her, you know, late/mid game, but her quest will be over like really fast. But she needs good armor. Let me check that. Okay, I got neutral, good. So I wiped out a lot of bad karma NPCs. Well, I've only killed 61 people, wow. Pants explode. Okay, that's when you put a bomb on somebody and explode them. I don't really like explosives though. Shade should have some stim packs.
Sure, just don't treat me like a pack Brahmin. Oh.
Animal poison. Let me call for NCR support. Level 32, wow. should show up. I believe there's a safe house nearby. Or safe house. Yeah, figures okay. Usually I get like the Lucid Sea Finder, but you can't do that if you want to start recording. Usually I give the power to the free side. It should give me followers.
Retrobit.
Healing powder. I'll keep that. Wow, NCR backup showing like showing up at last minute, like police when there's a black collar. Wow. Okay. If you you know, do this quest right, you can get Ganon family armor, which is the coolest set of power armor in the franchise. And plus you get free power armor training, of course. That's cool if you're not doing a Brotherhood playthrough. I do. I get them to side with NCR, but I mean, they really don't want to kill each other. It's dumb how they had a war in the Fallout TV show. But because last time I checked, I mean, the Brotherhood, like, wiped out the NCR. I mean, even if all the Brotherhood groups teamed up, which there's 3 groups. There's East Coast, West Coast, and Midwest Coast that we know of. It's implied to be more, but East Coast is involved 3 and 4. West Coast is in 1, 2, 3 in New Vegas, and Midwestern Coast is in Fallout Tactics. Like, except the problem with that, the Midwestern Coast, I mean, they're basically like superheroes, and Fallout 3's were like superheroes. It's like they're mainly just like just prospectors. That's what they are, like. I know I'm not at the edge of the map. I am. Okay. That's actually pretty smart how they did that. But I don't need the Sea Finder. Usually I get it to take care of the Legion, but I mean, I'm level 30 with DLC items, so I'll reroute the power to Freeside or to the whole. Well, no, what I shouldn't do, the whole wasteland. Legion. Plus, the follower safe house would be good. You should always have a safe house in an open world game. Which I'm gonna get one anyway if I do Dead Money, but it's kind of far out. I'm at work right now, but I'll definitely show up with my crew for the next stream. Add me on Discord. Okay. Miro. I got that copied. Oh, this thing's standing like a little cow or bull. Radiated bull, technically. I do like how there's snow. Cause like in GTA, the only time we see snow is when we go to Liberty City in San Andreas, and when you go to North Yankton, which you know we all know what San Andreas is based on like California, but basically was it North Yankton's based on North Dakota. But I mean, if you're Native American, you would know that. But Dakota and Yankton are Native American tribes. You know, I'm just explaining that for the non-Native Americans. But basically, and in GTA 4 you do see like fog and like ice. Sometimes while it's raining or near it rains. It mainly like in the first area in GTA 4, like Broker, I believe it's based off of Brooklyn. You do see like it's about to snow in GTA 4, but the only locations where it's either implied to snow, you see snow, is like, you know, like Liberty City, which does make sense. Because you know, Liberty City's based off of New York, obviously. And Vice City's based off of Miami and, you know, San Andreas. I mean, where San Andreas and GTA 5 takes place, obviously. You know, it's California, bro. You're gonna see snow like once a week, once a year.
Need to tighten up my...
Welcome to Jacobstown, human. You're free to walk around. Just don't stare at the Night King. Lot of bad blood between super mutants and humans. Goes back years. Some here still got the scars in memory. Me? I don't really have a problem with the NCR. Set their sights a little too high sometimes, but they try.
Yeah, for
Legion?
for democracy, yeah. Yeah, they set their goals too high, like most of them, but hey, you got no choice but to be a part of one. But Marcus is actually a companion from Fallout 1 and 2. So he met Nobart's grandfather, who was the Fallout 1 protagonist, the Vault Dweller, and Nobart. So, plus it's even the same voice actor, which is great world building. Obviously, mutants aren't human, they're mutated. Humans are humanoids, they could be mutated, just primates, period. But most of them go crazy. Primates are, I mean, Nightkin are just super mutants, but stronger, faster, and dumber.
Kaisar thinks he can change human nature. Most of the Legion is following Kaisar, not Kaisar's ideals. When he's gone, it'll crumble. Might not happen overnight. Might take a few decades, but it'll happen. Basic human nature. Greed, ambition, jealousy. They expand. Fast. If you got land they want, they'll take it. They keep rolling over people. They'll regret it. That's how revolutions...
Yeah, that is how revolutions start. He would know because, you know, one, he literally beat, you know, the Enclave and the Master. The Master created the super mutants and multiple types of mutants such as centaurs, and he rebelled against the Master, who is a dictatorship like the Legion, and he helped, you know, Nobart beat the Enclave, and that's a dictatorship too. Plus, he literally has seen the rise, fall, and rise again of the NCR in between the events of Fallout 2, 3, and New Vegas.
Seen them grow from a single town, Shady Sands, into the Republic. They've done good for the most part.
True.
Not really. Heard it's a paradise in the wasteland. Never been there myself. Doubt they'd let a mutant in. Amazes me people would come from all over the waste to throw away everything they've got in that town.
Yeah, but basically, the reason NCR mutants had beef is because, again, Nightkin are crazy and majority of super mutants are crazy. So like most of them, like, you know how a chimpanzee is a human but faster, stronger, and born a complete psychopath. That's basically what a mutant is to what a chimpanzee is to a human. That's what a mutant is, a super mutant, who are nicknamed mutants. Not all mutants, but just super mutants. That's what they are to all primates and chimpanzees specifically.
Docks inside the lodge. Such as... was a resort pre-war. I renamed it to Jacobstown after an old friend. Died a long time ago. I figured us mutants needed a place to call our own.
Yeah, the NCR is racist towards mutants. That's not right for the good ones, but let me search up who Jacob is in Fallout. To know, I know who Jacob is actually. I just don't know his name. I'm bad with names. Jacob the chemist. Okay, so this dude, what was? He created substances and dealt them. Oh, okay. No, I didn't know who this dude was, but I've seen him more. Okay, this dude affiliation anti-mutant conspiracy. So this dude was against mutants. He's named Jacob after Brotherhood Night co-founded the town. His wife Alien is also a chemist, member of the conspiracy. Jacob wants to choose one aka No Bark to get Manson Frank out of prison. Oh, mine's Jacob chose. Okay, there's also a dude named Jacob who's a former chemist. So Jacob basically doesn't like mutants, but wait, hold up. You see, anti-mutant conspiracy is a faction from Fallout 1 and 2. Let me see this. I haven't seen this dude before, but I've definitely heard the name Jacob from a few, so I know of this dude. Heard multiple Jacobs in Fallouts. Oh, okay. Jacob the chemist is a completely different dude than Mark, his best friend. Okay, that dude's a part of an anti-supermutant. Okay, the original Jacob. Jacob the chemist is named after Jacob. Okay. Jacob was a Brotherhood of Steel member. Okay, Jacob was a Brotherhood Steel member against mutants, but he teamed up with Marcus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but was Marcus what was the only good mutant or only one of the good mutants?
Was part of a super mutant army. Ran a town, walked the wasteland with a tribal. Now I'm here.
The tribals, no, Bart.
Long story, so here's the short version. The Master created the super mutants and Night. The Master thought he could unify everyone. No more differences, no more war. Didn't end well.
That's basically what happened to the Legion in the Enclave.
Town was Broken Hills. Bunch of super mutants, humans, and ghouls all living together. We were looking for a Gek to save the village of Arroyo. Eventually, we did. Nuked an oil rig in the process. We went separate ways after that. I went east into the Rockies looking for other mutants like myself. Don't know what happened to my friend. I got a feeling it turned out all right in the end.
Yeah, his friend is No Bark, and the oil rig is the Enclave base.
Nightkin suffers schizophrenia from the stuff. Same as any civilized town. Don't start any fights or steal anything. We'll treat you fair.
vices.
And you're probably wondering why Marcus' character model is different. It's to look like the Fallout. He had a Fallout 1 and 2 super mutant character model. His character model looks different than the rest of the mutants, due to him being more intelligent and human-like. He most likely was just made from. He was basically a mutated version of a very smart primate, like a orangutan or a gorilla or a human. That's all we do know. He definitely was not made from like a chimpanzee or like a lemur or anything. He definitely does not like to move it, or nothing like that. So that's a good thing. But yeah, the original Jacob, I searched up who he is. But yeah, he said he feels like that the chosen one survived and became no Bart. Yeah, that was cut content, but it's basically confirmed at this point. I'll get this done and Boone's quest done. Right here. But yeah, I do like how the sky is like bluish purpley. Yeah, that good world building. Oh, that's cool how you got a dude up there. But these mutants aren't hostile, which is good.
Another human. One was enough.
This dude's just mad.
Bother someone else. I don't want any. Humans are always staring at things. We Nightkin don't like being stared at.
So it's like how dogs don't like to be stared at.
Ah, human. Bother someone else.
That's what I thought, bro.
Dr. Henry, he's one of you. Doesn't mean I don't respect Marcus for what he's trying to do. However, he doesn't truly understand the difficulties of being a Nightkin.
Yeah, like when
the
dogs
stealth
don't
boys
like
we use have cumulative adverse effects on our minds.
Yeah, okay, that doesn't mean you go crazy, bro. Like, Chris Brown made a whole
Have you-
song on why you don't go
I
crazy.
assume this is about something important?
I think
You're
I
interrupting
don't
my
know.
research.
I'm not like a music historian like Gully Boy. Well, if he's a rap historian, but still, or hip hop historian. Michael Gully, check out his YouTube channel. Or Gully Boy Shorts, that's his other channel.
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement. I haven't left Jacobstown in years, but there was one woman in Novak, Gibson. I remember her living with a pack of hounds.
Basically, any dog's brain you find will be put into Rex, and basically that brain does change his stats and his perk you get. But obviously the Legion dog Lupa, it's evil, you know, and the Fiend dog is neutral, evil. Both of them neutral and evil. You should because basically when you fuse a brain, when you replace Rex's brain, you basically fuse them together. You fuse Rex's brain, you put a new brain in Rex, and you put the good pieces of Rex's brain into that brain. So you're basically fusing the broken pieces of Rex's brain with another brain that's replaced it. So basically Rex shares memories with other dogs. So out of all the dogs you put down, you should make it Miss Gibson's dog for like a good karma run through, because that dog's old and you're giving him a second life. Plus my dog died, so I like dogs. Good ones.
The Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth boy use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. It's possible, but I've yet to see any hard evidence or hear of any cases where humans were negatively affected. Because Marcus asked me to, and because it's a reason for me to get up in the morning, I'd like to get one more grand accomplishment done. Yes, specializing in neuroscience, both human and canine. Of course, this lab is nothing compared to what I had when I was with the Enclave.
You see,
Yes, but the leadership and I didn't see eye to eye, so I left.
Yeah, he cared more about basically the Enclave military organization, dictatorship. They wanted more weapons, but he wanted to basically create more science to test itself as a hobby. And there's a real doctor. I was watching, I don't know, Sterling, who makes content on things you should not do if you're a person with common sense, or just even experiments and weird parasites. I don't know, the dude may have a doctor's degree, some white dude, but basically he was saying that there was a real doctor, images of a dude who would basically, how about detach a dog's head from their body, you know, and basically try to make that dog. He basically would detach dogs' heads from their body and basically try to make the dog live off. He'll detach the first dog's body and make it live off the body of the second dog's body, and vice versa. And obviously that's sick, because I mean that's animal cruelty. And he's basically a parody of that scientist and multiple scientists who basically care more about, you know, their achievements by creating something that's innovative instead of actually helping people. You know, it's like scientists who basically believe everything's a hobby. He's a parody of multiple corrupt tech billionaires. Well, he's a parody of multiple corrupt like biologists and like doctors, people in the medical field who created advancements only for their personal gain and not to save lives. Where Mr. House is a parody of like tech billionaires who create technology or knockoff technology that's convenient for human life. Like Mr. House, Doc Henry and Mr. House are the same concept, except Mr. House they're the same characters that Mr. House is arrogant and has some empathy, but it's like the opposite with Doc Henry, where Doc Henry has no empathy, but he's not arrogant. Even though Mr. House is a sociopath, I mean, the only people he cared about was his parents. Like, that's not even his brother who runs H&H Tool Factory. He went crazy and unalived himself. Basically, he took everything from Mr. House after their parents died when they were kids. So the dude was a scumbag. He left his little brother for dead. But besides Mr. House, he's a parody of him and Mr. House, the same thing, except where they're both parodies of scientists who only care about their achievements, was they're either insecure or born psychopaths, where Mr. House was insecure and became a narcissistic sociopath, and Doc Henry was born a psychopath. Doc Henry's a biologist, vet, and like a medic. He basically works on biological life. He's like a biologist or a medic, where Mr. House increased his lifespan. He does know some medical science, but he's more like, Mr. House is more like the tech billionaire, where he's creating technology like vehicles or weapons are supposed to be innovative for human life.
Cyberdogs and the like. It's not a field I work in much anymore.
Yeah, so this dude is willing to like literally detach dogs' brains, like the real life guy he was based off.
I prefer the solitude, and having a bunch of super mutants around tends to keep things safe and quiet. You must have something important in mind. I'm willing to go to this little reunion, but
Okay, so I gotta complete his quest first. Okay, I'll do nothing but a hound dog. I actually I'll do Lily. Find her. Lily is an optional companion, but her story's not that fun. And plus, I don't like taking melee companions because they get too close to multiple enemies. Now Veronica's strong, but Veronica's unarmed, which is melee, but she has good unarmed weapons, but Lily doesn't have as much, but she's more durable due to being a mutant. So would you rather Lily have a bad weapon and be more durable, or the opposite with Veronica? But Veronica has the better story and perks, but she can recycle stuff. It's being a Brotherhood engineer or whatever.
I watch over the bighorn.
Basically, she is from like a vault that was taken by mutants.
Heavens to Betsy, but Mr. Benny Minanas.
So she's a companion, right? Why isn't she running? Oh, she needs Doc Henry's permission. That's dumb. Gotta do it this way.
Huh. I'd heard there were new people in town, but I thought it was more super mutants. Nice to meet ya. I'm Calamity.
That's probably what happened to her before she became a ghoul with a longer
Most of the time,
human.
I'm Dr. Henry's research assistant. Prospectors looking for salvage.
So other people will come up.
The great Khans come this way once in a while, but they keep their distance. I think they're mostly keeping an eye on us. Thank you. Change names and jobs every decade or so just to keep things interesting. I've never really done much science.
is there something else I can...
Lily will probably only follow you if you don't have a human companion. I thought like 3 people could follow you, but that's optional.
You should have heard Leo.
I could use a dog.
That's when you need a melee companion. But, well, you know, unless you got Boone, who's a sniper. Night can turn invisible like night can, so like the same yeah, kill these abominations. Okay. Medicine up. Next, what is it? Guns. Good. I need to open the itinerary yet. It's my right brain.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. You're not alone out here.
Hey, cool, upgrading my radio. But yeah, I'm gonna go get Wilderness. I'm gonna use Gibson's put down Dying Dog with Rex to actually get Rex's good ending, at least good karma ending. Now I'll probably get better strength points from a more aggressive dog.
So, you're back. The way I heard it, the Brotherhood of Steel ran the place before the NCR took it away. But when it was over, the Brotherhood, with all their fancy armor and weapons, was on the run. Nobody's heard from them since. Well, I'll give you a hint. They used to just call me Gibbs. He and I had joined up with the same caravan. Add in a lot of whiskey and, well, let's just say we got to know each other.
Okay, so they used to do.
So, you're back.
Trade with her.
Give me a shout if you... Thanks.
Got a problem. Could use your help. Killing our bighorners, shooting at the lodge, that sort of thing. It's getting hard to keep people from retaliating. Not looking to fight. That'll give NCR an excuse to come up here and wipe us. Guess I can't say for sure if they're NCR. Wherever they are, they want us dead or gone. You're human.
Is there something else I can... All right, let's see here. Neural pathways look good. Definitely a breed of guard dog. Is there something else I can... More? Lily is eccentric, certainly, but I've never felt she was dangerous. More...
Yeah, she wasn't. She would be a great test subject, but she's not dangerous. She's a unique breed of Nightkin, one that would not go crazy from stealth boy experiments. Stealth boys making angry.
Possibly immediate and permanent...
Well, she's already mentally damaged, so I don't gotta feel bad about this. run and be memeable.
The equipment is hooked up and ready. Very well. Is there something else I can... Please, don't interrupt me right now. All right, power on the stealth boy, Lily.
Turning it on.
His science now is good.
Feels strange. Strange, but good.
Interesting. Try thinking aggressive thoughts now. Think about smashing a rat scorpion.
I'm helping, Doctor. I'm helping, Doctor.
Stealth field is unstable and scrambling things. The reading says gamma wave activity is 0. But that can't possibly be right. Gamma wave activity is 0. That can't be right. Must be a result of the interference.
All right, we're done here. Go ahead and power the stealth boy down, Lily.
Oh. I like having it on.
I'll get back to you on that in a moment. Once I've analyzed the result.
My request is perfectly reasonable. Give us the stealth boy specs, and there will be no need for us to splatter the room with your inside.
Okay, this will lead to mutants going crazy now.
No, I didn't. Not until
What you
now,
do in the
anyway.
wasteland
Very well,
does
human.
affect what
You've
do.
made
You
your
do
point,
something bad,
and I
like
withdraw
you
my
stealth boy go
request.
crazy and they'll hunt all you down. Idiot.
Nice work with the Nightkin. I've never seen anyone able to talk their kind out of anything. That's brilliant. Simple yet elegant. Is there something else I can... I'm intrigued, so I'll go to this reunion. I'll be handing things over to Calamity. Oh, you'll need my word from the passphrase to get into the bunker. Friends.
Friends.
Prim Wimp.
I guess
Doc
he's not
Henry always was a hard one to
psychopath,
figure
but
out.
He can be in a good relationship.
It didn't seem to matter whether he was working with humans or dogs. He had an equal lack of affection for both. A regular Diogenes.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. He probably did.
I'm not sure what
he
the
probably
man was
broke
after.
up due to psychopaths.
Knowledge is power, but to what end for Henry, I have no idea. He simply solved riddles because they existed. I'm sure Henry has goals. He was just more concerned with the how than the why of things. Being in the Enclave didn't really mean much to him. I guess I'm lucky that I'm part of the followers. Helping people as a doctor is important, but with the followers, it feels different.
But you have good reasons to do it, not just make weapons for the Enclave or, you know, focus on results like Henry and House to get a reputation.
Our business is with the mutie.
Okay, I guess that's our...
I've always known when to fight and when to back down, and it seems to me I ought to back down this time. My men and I are leaving.
Bad ending will be wiping the humans out.
Someday, I miss
I like how you handled Keene. Without the Nightkin around, Jacobstown would be much weaker than it is. Good. Glad you didn't kill them. Letting them walk away proves we're not bloodthirsty mutants. Smart, charismatic, a hell of a mean streak. Doesn't care for humans, prefers fighting them to talking. Keen is saner than most, but I know he's thinking of going his own way. Because of a promise, one I haven't been able to keep. The Nightkin all suffer from schizophrenia. It's the stealth boys they use. Nightkin have a hard time being seen like normal folks. Can't stand it. A few already left to try and find more stealth boys. Miserable situation. They either stay here and suffer, or dig up stealth boys and lose their minds.
So that's how they got into to Repcon headquarters.
That happens, there's a good chance other Nightkin will find. That's like saying Caesar and Kimball would listen to each other. Nightkin don't have a lot of trust for others, mutants included.
Makes a good point. Ironic that I can be near the bunker. Yes.
Looks like break time's over.
What can I do for you?
my best.
Chat, I'm back, but the enclave technology being in here is cool. But get them to try and ally with NCR.
What are you talking to me for? Talk to Krieger.
I hear the
I'm ready to
NCR and the
fly
Kings
once
have
we've
been
got a
getting along. Glad to see you made it here all right. So, who are we? Then that's the plan. We're gonna have a problem with Moreno, though. He won't like that we're helping the NCR.
A faction that's neutral to good most of the time compared to one that isn't, that he was a part of.
I stopped being Moreno's officer a long time ago. Everyone here respects me, but they don't need to follow my orders. He won't turn on us, but he's a good shot, and I'd hate to do... Day one.
I'll keep Moreno.
You've got only one chance at this. I know Moreno. Once he's made up his mind about something, there's no changing it. Officer here, not
Talk
me.
to Judah.
The final say on the...
What's up? I think you're on the... The only way to ensure relative safety and independence for the people of New Vegas is to prevent others from taking control. That means no NCR, no Mr. House, and no Legion.
If you choose yes, man, it's the same thing. He's an AI, so...
I didn't come all the way
he's a
out here just so we
psychopath
could
and
save
will
the
most
fucking
likely and will be a
NCR. I'm
dictator.
out. I can't believe you've actually talked me into this. Fine, I'm in. But don't expect me to hold my fire if any NCR troops get in the way.
Thanks for doing this. Getting them all back together again. I'll be honest, when Moreno started going off, I didn't think we'd all be walking out of there in one piece. I still don't know how this is all gonna shake out in the end, but at least the Enclave can atone a bit for all. I've been wondering about Daisy and the others for so long, I still haven't figured out. I mean, I'm not like them. I was born at Navarro and my father served with them, but I wasn't really part of the Enclave. It seems presumptuous of me to think I could join the fight. I honestly didn't expect you to say that. When I talked to you about Daisy and the others, you seem to put a lot of value in loyalty to the past. What's changed since then? True enough, I suppose.
Yeah, you have to be your own man.
Getting them back together must be worth more than me spraying plasma all over the dam. Back to Freeside it is.
Mark my words. Won't be long before the Legion and NCR...
Like I said, I needed to go do something. This is it. It belonged to my father. I thought I might wear it at Hoover Dam, but after you talked me out of it, I didn't see the point in hanging on to it any longer. I'm here because of you, so I figured you're the one most deserving of it. It should protect you from everything short of a plasma caster. And if you need anything, it's the least I could do. All I ask is that you put it to good use. This place has lived in the shadow of Caesar for long enough. I may not be the one to help stop him here, but you are. Fortis fortuna adiuvat. Good luck. And goodbye.
I need power armor training.
Moreno's a stubborn son of a bitch, but he's also tougher than any of us. I'm glad you were able to talk him into... Since Whitman will be staying with the Vertibird, she's offered to give her old suit of power. The training might take several hours, so keep that in mind.
I appreciate you keeping Orion in the group. It'll take a...
If the NCR ain't got to worry about Caesar no more... Get your... And worry about improving the lives of regular folks around here.
can't believe I'm going to...
Move along.
I'm out of here.
Is it time? This is the place. We got sent from Camp Gulf looking for some cons who'd been making trouble with one of our settlements. I guess one of the settlers was connected because we sent everything we had. We figured this was a gang hideout, but it led us to their There's a ridge called Coyote Tail on the south side.
I hear the Securitrons are tougher since their faces changed.
Christ. The graveyard here. What is it? Yeah. When Carla went missing, he was the first person I told. He tried to hide it, but I could tell right away. He was glad.
Even though his wife was stuck up, bougie and annoying, he shouldn't have been happy she was gone. Because it made his job easier, because he didn't have to deal with Big Friend. And that was your best friend's wife, too. It was like a brother. It's more than your own family. After his family, the Collins were.
Canyon 37. That's what the NCR calls the pass down there. It was the Khan's only escape, so we set up here to guard it while the main force attacked from the front. Standing orders were to shoot on sight. Main force got spotted too soon. We heard shooting. It was all wrong, though. Women, kids, elderly, wounded. Yeah, well, I'm not a soldier anymore. Those rules don't seem like much of an excuse now. Something's wrong. If you want out, I won't blame you. Easy target for grabbing slave. If only it was this easy all the time. You're mine. We need to get to the camp before they do. All mine. Can't run from me. More coming. All mine. You're mine.
can't run from me.
We made it through after all. Thought my time had come. For a minute there, everything made sense. I could feel the end coming. I was ready for it. Now, I'm back where I was. If that's how it is, there's not a lot of comfort. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I guess they brought us here. One less Legion raiding party running loose. Still feels like I'm living on borrowed time. But I don't see any reason not to take a lot more of those sons of bitches with me. You got a point. There's still some things I can do before all... Hey, I want to thank you for bringing me to Bitter Springs.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm sleepy. I'm hungry.
Was there something else? This is the Bitter Springs refugee camp. This whole area used to be a Great Khan encampment before they relocated to Red Rock Canyon. At this point, I'll take anything you can give me. As if that wasn't enough, someone's been coming out of the mountain. It started about 6 months ago. At first, it was just supplies going missing. It's a distress call. This camp is in bad shape, and if we don't get relief soon... Hello.
Khan, looks like. Guess he fought at Bitter Springs. Or saw it happen.
Aha! Come on!
Die, NCR Phil.
Come.
Who are you? How did you find this place?
Okay, normally I can talk this dude out of, you know, wanting to spare all NCR that are innocent like Boone and not seeking revenge. If you enter this place with Boone before you know, talk him out of hating all NCR members, even the good ones, not just the shady higher-ups that don't think before they act, you know, then he'll attack you. I did not know that. Great world building. But, and plus, even if Boone's not wearing the NCR armor, he saw his face during the massacre.
Refugee camp. Is that what they're calling it? Good old NCR. They can whitewash anything. Let me tell you something. That refugee camp, it's built on the blood and tears of my people. Nobody likes to talk about it,
Yeah,
but
same. I
remember.
know what it's like to have bloodshed of my people whitewashed.
We were the flails of God, the scourge of the Mojave, the best warriors and raiders in the wasteland, until the NCR tracked us. The main force hit the canyon by surprise. While our warriors tried to hold them off, we sent our women, our children, our old. NCR's 1st Recon Battalion was waiting for them on Coyote Tail
That
Ridge.
was Boone's
No Khan
group
left alive.
at
That
Camp
was the...
McCarran.
I know that, but what else can I do?
So you're just as bad as the NCR. You're killing innocent civilians, refugees, you know, NCR refugees, to steal power from the NCR. You're just as bad. You're acting irrational because you're scared of dying. Take revenge on people, go attack McCarran. All of the people at McCarran and the 1st Recon people in Boone, they were given bad orders. You just speared Great Khan's raider mentality. It's the NCR's fault, but as a military, you're supposed to know not to kill civilians. But I mean, you know, NCR cared more about, you know, they were thinking more about the resources they could steal from the Khans than, you know, like the civilians. But it's legal for them to steal it because they were raiders. But just as they were raiders, that didn't mean they didn't care about their families. But the Khans are just as bad because they attacked innocent NCR soldiers. But all of them, so it's the same thing either way. They're both equally as bad, except the NCR is the law and the Khans are the criminal gang. Thieves, not even a gang, just thieves, a family of thieves.
Maybe. Maybe you're right. Maybe 3 years is vengeance enough. Thank you for helping me see. Here, this will unlock the supply caches we left in caves around these mountains. You might get some use out of it.
It's really hard to get to. Could disarm that bear trap.
What is it?
You're back. Any progress on saving our... Where did you get this? You know what, it doesn't... You did? Who... I should have expected as much. There's still a lot of bad blood between the cons and the NCR ever since the incident here. The incident, yes. It was a tragic mistake, but the NCR has done everything it can to make amends. We provided medical aid to the wounded, all the wounded, and permitted the cons to resettle at Red Rock Canyon. I don't know how you did it. At this point, I'll take anything you... Oh.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
What is it? All right.
What's up? What's up? I don't think you need to worry about the specifics.
What's up? It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology, controlling it so it couldn't destroy us again. More sexual favors than I... No, actually, you're born into it. I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shop. I know sometimes I sound... He was our elder when we came east, a wizard with technology. Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide it. No. We only protect people from themselves. Yeah, it's not for... Some kind of tech. I'm gonna say mid-2200s. Hold on to it. Sure, he's one of the hotel managers on the Strip. He comes up in the news now. Silliest dressed band of raping, slaving marauders you'll see east of California. I'm worried they'll be the death of the Brotherhood. Yep, it's your typical city layout. Rich people in a gated community surrounded by extreme poverty.
Hey, look who it is bringing that good con karma. Their family, you dig? Hey, what? Gruda. Gruda. What do you...
I've been hearing a lot of good things. I'll spare you the history lesson. Talk to Papa Khan if you want to hear. Red Rock Canyon isn't exactly the most hospitable. About 3 weeks ago, I sent Anders southeast to find a route.
Thanks for getting me down from that. Legion Patrol. Well, not exactly. More like trying to expand our markets.
Anders told me what happened. We owe you one for rescue. Here you go.
Things are getting stranger.
Welcome back.
Every day.
Hello there. Welcome.
Hey, seems like you've been making a lot. Great. Yeah, you did good finding. I've got a ship of Jet and Psycho that needs to be delivered to Motor Runner at Vault 3. Did you make that delivery yet? Yeah, you made a pretty good argument.
What the fuck are you doing here? You got some kind of fuck... If you're fucking carrying, just fucking say so. Yeah, deliver to the boss. We have a con coming through to see the boss. Don't shoot at him.
I wasn't expecting a resupply. I guess it isn't a secret. Yeah, the residents of the vault are all dead. We killed them. Funny thing is, they just let us in. We didn't have to force it. We needed some... I try to keep my people out of West Side. Apart from trying to stay on good terms with the cons who do business there. There's mean son of a bitch.
People all scared of those robots on the strips. They changed. Where's the strip anyway?
Prim is gonna be much tougher to push around with it.
Remnants of the powder gangers went here during the prison break and they wanted to join the cons for protection. So if the cons came in jail and the powder gangers joined the con, the powder gangers and the cons are cool. Get these guys on the blade con.
Who the hell are you? That coward Lim has been talking about surrendering to the NCR. Now the men are confused, not sure who's leading. He was an inmate like the rest of them.
This is Cook.
A beautiful thing. Saved a little blast powder here, hit a makeshift weapon there, and one day I orchestrated... Like raiders, but worse. The NCR's been It's the main base for the NCR. Their republic is a joke. They're a bunch of tyrants led by...
You're not one of us. Fucking Cook has us trapped here. After we escaped... Fucking... I made my living sneaking into NCR camps looking for shit to steal. Made it out during Cook's big... Samuel Cook. I can be pretty sneaky. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want now? I was blowing up supply caravans along the 50... Have you wiped out those geckos?
Hey.
Have you wiped out those geckos? Good. I want you to head to Red Rock Canyon north of... There aren't enough of us here to make a real impact on the NCR, and the cons probably hate the NCR more than we do. Strength in numbers, they say.
Hey.
So the cub enters the wolf. And what? Well, now. Hey.
Anything from Papa Khan? I'd rather not, but fair enough. Good to see you.
Morning. Hello.
Bye. Indulgent.
Sure,
What do
he
you
wants
want?
to join the followers. He's too soft to be a con.
I can tell you they're a bunch of big dumb jerks with no appreciation for art. Yeah, maybe you're right. Nothing really. Everybody has to do it. Well, everybody who wants to be a con anyways. Indulgent. What rhymes?
Did you make that delivery yet? And you didn't even get skinned alive. Not right at the moment.
How's my most favorite? Hey.
So the great Caesar is dead. Happy news. We're always looking for new members. Excellent. Ezekiel's been after me to find him a new assistant for ages.
Indulgent. What rhymes with indulgent? What?
Hey. Did you start looking for Esteban? Did you start looking for Esteban?